Being a small creator is one of the biggest mental games that you will ever play, and it's one of the best personal growth and development journeys that I've ever gone through, having grown 100K followers and getting 500 million views on Instagram. So I'm just applying those psychological principles over to my YouTube channel. And so in this video, I want to uncover why this mental game is so important and what are the things that we actually can learn and use to our advantage to actually grow our brand. So first, we have to identify that growing a brand and being in this small creator stage of, like, let's just say 1 to, we'll say 10,000 followers. Generally, I would say that anywhere from 1 to 1K subscribers on YouTube is a small creator. And so most of the time, people end up quitting because they are not consistent. And that's another issue. We'll dive into that a little bit later. But there are meta skills that we learn from being a small creator, and we're also closer in proximity to someone who's actually starting. This is one of the advantages that you have as a small creator, is that people watching this, like this video might get 5, 10, 25 views, right? It's like, I'm speaking to a specific person here. I'm speaking to small creators. And so the proximity between me and you is very close. Like, you are seeing the journey right now. And so if you yourself are a small creator, you are actively learning these meta skills that are compounding over time. They're just growing over time. But what we are here. We are in this dead zone, and we're not going to see the fruits of our labor until a pivotal situation, right? Until we actually hit this Goldilocks zone of skill and idea generation and our thinking and our distribution and all of that stuff. There are so many important things within actually creating a personal brand and growing it. It's a long tail distribution. It's not something that you're just gonna, most of the time, you're not just gonna post one YouTube video or like 10 or even 50 and just get 100K subs. Like, that's just not how it's gonna work. Most of the time, you're actively posting so many different videos and you're learning from it. You're gonna learn, some level of communication, some level of your own thinking, pre-production, post-production. Are you gonna script? Are you gonna go off the cuff like I am right now? I literally just have a title and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and talk about it. How I'm able to do that is because I've already posted 23 videos of me just sitting down and speaking to the camera. And so this is a meta skill. This is a skill that makes YouTube, our skill in YouTube, better and stronger in how we show up and communicate. And so we're gathering all of this evidence through the consistent action of posting on YouTube. And we're gonna fail some of these, and then this one's gonna do well. And in our metric, how are we measuring success? What does doing well even mean to us? Are we optimizing for views, subscribers, or money in our bank account? These are all questions that you need to ask if you're a business owner or content creator. If you have both, then you need to be measuring by a specific metric. And what I like to measure by is, I like to see views, obviously. People who are saying like, oh, views don't matter or likes don't matter, they're literally just trying to sell you their service. Like, views actually do matter. Like, getting distribution to other people does matter. That is a metric that matters a lot in terms of building a personal brand or getting people to see your offer. Okay, if you don't get that many views and it hits like 50 people versus someone who has the same offer and they hit 1,000 or 100,000 people or even 1,000 people, and they're all similar demographics under the same visual umbrella or the same niche or the same category, then someone's gonna do way better because they got more distribution to that same audience. Like, that's the way it works. We like to measure by views. I like to measure by calls or conversations, retention. And there are just so many different metrics that we want to look at and that we deem important to us, because these are going to be important to business, and then this is going to be important to our actual reach and distribution. And so as we gather evidence and we post, we're looking at these metrics, seeing what post is this doing? Like, what is the function of this YouTube video? Is it supposed to get more views? Is it really just meant for a conversion piece? right? Am I funneling outside traffic to this YouTube video? Am I driving Instagram views through a CTA over to this YouTube video? These are all questions that you need to ask. But anyways, we're going into the meta skills. Like, as you post more evidence online on your YouTube, you're going to iterate and find things that you mess up on all the time. And this is what I experienced myself. You can go back and see the day one of my 30-day challenge. And the way that I spoke, the way I sat down, I was so much like slower, just super calm, which, you know, it can be a good character trait, but it's not the energy that I personally have naturally on camera. Like that's just not how I wanted to conduct it, because I myself even got a little bit bored watching this. I'm like, okay, like we need to change something. And then I also noticed my filler words, and I'm still working on it because today's only day 23 or 24 of my 30-day challenge, and I'm probably gonna extend it to 60 days. But like, these are all insights that I was able to gather from the evidence of posting consistently, growing that meta skill of communication to my audience so I can think clearly and communicate the ideas effectively. And so that's why posting consistently with a small audience is amazing, because you're literally building these meta skills, and then the videos that end up doing incredibly well and get 100K views or, you know, 500K views. Like, these are all the result of like thousands or like hundreds of just videos that you published of you sitting down and getting better at the skill. And then all of a sudden that skill builds up and one of the videos does well. Another meta skill is like the pre-production process. Your ability to read and write is so incredibly important if you're going off the cuff like I am. If you're just talking about things that you already know, you need depth in that topic to be able to communicate it on a video live. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's exactly the skill that I focused on. And so being able to read and then write throughout my 30-day challenge, and then having the depth of understanding so that I can communicate it without reading a script or a teleprompter and being robotic in that aspect, and really just sitting down and being like, okay, what do I have depth on? What did I read last night? What did I write using my modified version of the Feynman technique? And feel free to grab your copy. It is one of the most powerful things. That's how I'm able to do what I do now, is literally from that. It's the link in the description. It's the Feynman technique. You can grab it. But these preliminary things and skills that you have and you're building over time as you publish videos. It's like I am getting incredible amount of reps on deep topics that I'm learning. And I'm writing all of this out so I can get depth. Okay, and what does this do? It not only makes me smarter, it makes me have a deeper bag of concepts that I can display to you guys so that you can get a deeper understanding of everything that we're talking about right now, right? It's like, that's sort of the way I like to think about it. And this is what you are doing, or you should do as a small creator. This is your test case. This is how you build your skill. This is how you get better at what you do. That's exactly what I was doing with Instagram. Instagram, I would post so many different reels and like trying to figure out what works. How does attention work? How does what is the psychological aspects that I could use to hold retention, right? So it's like we have to think about all of these meta skills that contribute to the one thing that we're actually trying to achieve. And so if your timeline looks like sort of like this, right? It's like you have so many different YouTube videos, and you're constantly getting better and getting smarter as you go. All of a sudden, this last video, now that your skill has accumulated and you've gotten better at your speaking and your reading capability and your writing, the writing is for the depth, it's for the retention. Okay, it's like, how do we actually understand these concepts? And then we get better at communicating the concepts over time. And then all of a sudden, it could be a year later. And it may take you a year to understand these concepts and have the depth and have the communication skill to distribute that information off the cuff without a teleprompter. And I personally like doing this. It's a lot more natural to me. And I recommend you do the same because it's like a brain rewiring. I'm not like reading anything. I didn't have AI generate ideas or anything. We don't want to have AI do the thinking for us because then we lack the depth to go deeper on that topic off the cuff without a teleprompter. And so that video is the one that blew up because we already built up that communication skill and all of the meta skills of showing up and being more confident on the camera, being more comfortable, right? It's like really relaxing. Understanding what's working, you're doing your iterations, you're looking at the data. What do I need to change in my hook? What do I need to change in my retention tactics? How do I open up loops throughout the video so that people stay? Opening and closing loops, when one loop closes, you want to open up another one, which means like what I would do is just open up another question. You learn all of that stuff by gathering this evidence throughout your journey of being a small creator. And this is how you grow. It's a long tail distribution. It takes a long time. It literally looks like a hockey stick. It takes a long time to actually gather up the evidence and the skill so that eventually a video blows up your channel. Okay? So that's the way I like to think about it. And I did that same thing with Instagram. It's like I posted so many times looking at the market. What topics are people actually engaging with? How do I communicate my idea effectively? And it's like, what are the psychological and attention aspects? And like, what am I optimizing for? Am I optimizing for views? Am I optimizing for, follower growth? Am I optimizing for, sales? And so use your time as a small creator to just simply get better at what you're trying to do. Increase the meta skills and actually focus so that, eventually you're gonna blow up. That's just how it works. As long as you're consistent and actually learning the things and iterating over the findings, you make it inevitable. So hopefully this was helpful. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.